Hi and welcome to the Conscious Hearse. Hope you're doing okay today. I'm Sabine and this is part 3 of the Rising Divine Feminine. So to round this up, this conclusion, integration and truth and sacred ground. The myth of the Divine Feminine is not only soft, fluffy or passive acceptance, passive acceptance. It's in reality, it carries fierce clarity, raw discernment, and apologetic boundaries. Its strength to say no to what is fake and empty, ditching spiritual bypass. It's no need to be perfect or high vibe. It's always been told to any child, it doesn't matter if you're female or male, it's always been told to strive, to be more productive, to, otherwise you amount to nothing. And this kind of stuff is fake and is empty because it's only creating kind of robot and machines in us. That's what we are. If we not function, we get put aside, scrap heap, whatever you want to call it. It's like if a machine breaks down and it doesn't function anymore, it gets recycled or goes into the scrap heap. Sorry, I'm having a little problem here with my madam here. Stop biting me, Missy. That's not funny. So, no. Stay strong. Have the fierce clarity, the raw discernment. Discernment is really important, especially now, to discern for yourself who you are, what you believe in. Let nobody tell you who you not are or who you're supposed to be. Be unapologetic about setting boundaries. You need them, especially these days and age now. So it is strength to say no. And ditching a spiritual bypass, going the spiritual path is not an easy path. It's often being seen by the critics as being an easy way out, being lazy and this kind of stuff. But it's not, isn't it? So no, we don't need to be perfect. It is about being ourselves, authentic to ourselves, living in our own, claim your sovereignty, be sovereign in yourself. You and you alone are responsible for your action and you're setting your boundaries, and you alone are the one who can say how you want to live your life. Nobody else should have a say in it. People can make suggestions, they can give advice, but as long as you don't want to take that advice on, that's fine. It's you who counts. So it's all with being authentic, being yourself. It comes with the messy parts, obviously, as well. That's included. We all have that. We all have light. We all have dark in us. It's yin and yang. That is totally normal. And it doesn't mean this so-called label being weird in society these days or the last decade, God knows how many decades, when somebody's been labeled weird, he's been a kind of an outcast. But actually, I am weird and I'm proud of it because it means I'm unique. So is everyone else is unique, has their own gifts. So you should be proud of it. So how can we integrate all that? By balancing the scales. You do not need to replace toxic masculine energy with toxic hang on. Stop scratching here, young madam. So you not need to go and replace toxic masculine energy with toxic feminine energy. It's neither is it male visa or versa female. It's not. It's about harmony. Finding the inner harmony is the greatest gift you can give to yourself, to be fair. Took me a long time for myself to find the inner harmony, and you always work, you always learn on yourself. You never finish learning. So this is my opinion though. Feel free to tell me your opinion. I think some people call themselves experts. I don't think there is such a thing. There are people who have more knowledge than others, yes. But with all the new knowledge coming up, the new things we're learning, even within a field somebody has worked in for decades, so to speak, or all their life, there is always something new to learn. So, speaking of expertise, I'm a bit in doubt of that, as this is me and my discernment, to be fair. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. So the sacred coexistence is the key, and coexistence is both man and woman integrating their internal intuition, which is the feminine part, and the grounded action, protection, is masculine part. And we all have both of that in us. And the more people waking up to that part, that we exist, that we both have that existing in us, it's better for all of us, isn't it? And you cannot, I listened to a podcast this morning, and the gentleman who spoke, it was so true what he said. People who strive only to be good and perfect and good and doing only good and being only love, you are literally giving up half of yourself. So loving yourself is also accepting yourself with all the negative and the positive in you. We are this, each one of us, and no human being nor any creature is the same, and there never will be, because we are all different. So now, if you look at modern living, having both in harmony, honest communication, leading from the heart and not ego, brings a balance in relationships. It also will bring in, with the newer generation coming up, leaders who are not afraid, especially if they're male, not afraid to have emotions. They don't think it's weakness. They can lead from the heart, which makes sense. Too long it's been this kind of cold and just this kind of cold sort of function or you are out sort of thing. It really leaves you cold inside. So how do we do the reclaiming Gaia, planet Earth, and moving forward and the bigger picture? Now, as within, so without, this is again, goes back to a Chinese saying, as above, so below. So within, so without, we need to stop to exploit ourselves, our intuition. We stop hurting when we stop exploiting Mother Earth or ourselves. How often, for the sake of productivity, for example, in a factory, let's say, people being exploited, being asked to make overtime because a project needs to be finished on time, all these kind of things. Kids in school, when it comes to these tests they have to do, or the GCSEs, they're being expected to have certain grades to go on into the next stages of school, all kinds of things. And we really need to stop expecting this kind of thing and hurting each other, our children, our animal, the planet. So stewardship over dominance. Stewardship is literally you looking after something in a way that has nothing to do with taking. It is about give and take. And how much has this planet given us? We've been given the gift to live here in this wonderful world. And what has human being as a collective done over the last few thousands of years to this planet to come to this stage that is in danger to collapsing? So yeah, it's time to wake up. So shifting the collective energy away from extraction, take, use and so on, to regeneration, nurture and restore and rewild. That is the kind of way where we need to go in the direction for all of us, especially for the sake of the future generations, because they have to clear up our actions, so to speak. So yeah, to close this up, trust your inner authority, your intuition, listen to your gut, be yourself, love yourself, live the life as you want to and not what others tell you. Obviously we have to have rules to live in a community, but as long as you don't hurt anyone else, why has somebody else should have a say how you would live your life, how you are feeling happy and content in your life? So no, I say no to that. As long as I live within my community, my life, how I want to live, and I am happy with it and content. So yeah, so just leave me be in that. This is my decision. I'm not hurting anyone else. And yeah, and I think that applies to everyone else. So yeah, I hope this was interesting for you. So I hope you're having a great day, and let me know what you think about this mini-series about the rising divine feminine, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.